Hi everyone, Anshita this side. Welcome back to EV Automation Hub. In today's video, we are going to learn what is a tuple. Tuple is one of the four inbuilt data types in Python, which is used to store the collection of data. The one of the data type which we have already studied in the previous video is list. And today we are going to learn about the second data type, which is tuple. So tuple is a collection of items in Python that is ordered, immutable, and that allows duplicate values. So when we say tuples are ordered, it means items have defined order and the order cannot change. So that is what we mean by ordered. So unlike list, tuple is immutable. List is mutable, that means we can change it, but tuple, it is immutable. That means you cannot change, you cannot add, or you cannot remove items after the tuple has been created. And the third feature about tuple is it allows duplicate value. Since tuples are indexed, that means they have items with the same value. In today's video, we are going to cover how we can create tuple, how we can access tuple items, what are the different tuple methods available, and how to do slicing in tuple, how to find length of a tuple, and all these things we are going to solve with some practice questions. Now let's go to VS Code and let's start with creation of tuple. So I've already created a file with tuples.py, and like I said, you can create a tuple using the round bracket, or you can also create it even without brackets. Fine. So there are two ways to create tuple in Python. Now let's start with the first way. Let's define over here tuple1. And like I said, it is created with the round brackets. So for example, we have a tuple of integer value like this. Okay, so this is how you create a tuple. And if you want to print, we will use a print function. And over here, we will use tuple1. Now let's run this one and let's see here tuple is printed. In case you want to check the data type of tuple, so what we will do, we will use type function over there like this. So if I run it again, now you see this is of type tuple. Now let's see the second example in which we want to create a tuple without using the brackets. Like I mentioned, that is also possible in Python. So what you have to do, you have to write like this. For example, let's create a tuple of string values. So for example, let's write over here New York by and Singapore. So this is also tuple in Python. In case you want to check what is the type, so for that, what we can use, print the type of this tuple. And if we run it now, it will be the type would be tuple in this case. So let me run it. So you see, this is again tuple type. So that means the creation of tuple can be done in two ways, with the round brackets and without the round bracket. Now moving on to the next topic, which is how to access tuple items. Let's write over here. Just like a list, you can access tuple items using the index number. And the index number starts from 0. For example, for the same tuple, we want to fetch this 2 value. So how we can fetch? We have to use this inside the square brackets. For example, I will write over here print tuple1. And now inside the square brackets, you have to define the index. Now I want to print 2. So index of 2 is 1. Why? Because this is 0, this is 1. Like I said, index starts from 0. So in case you want to print the second value, you have to pass the index as 1. Now let's run it. You see, we have got 2 over here. Now let's print the value from this tuple. Let's print over here, print tuple2, and let's print Singapore. So here the index starts from 0. So 0, 1, and 2. The index of Singapore is 2. So let's write over here 2. And now if we rerun it, you see, this is printing Singapore. So this is how you can access tuple item in Python. So this is a positive indexing. Now let's see the scenario for negative indexing as well. So negative indexing means it starts from end. So let's write over here. In negative indexing, we basically pass the negative value, like -1 or -2. So when we pass the negative value, that means it will start from the last item. -1 would refer to the last item, which is 5. -2 would refer to 4 over here. Fine, now let's print this one. So print, and here let's write the index. For example, we want to print 4. So for 4, we will write -2. Why -2? Because the negative indexing starts from -1 and then we want 4 to be printed. So that is the reason we are passing -2 over here. Okay. Now let's run this case and it should print 4. Here it is printing 4. So this is how you can work with the negative indexing with tuple. Now let's understand about the slicing concept. So slicing means to get some part of that tuple. So let's write over here For slicing, we use the operator colon. The general syntax of slicing is your tuple name. Then inside the square brackets, you have to pass the starting index, colon, stopping index. Just note, stop is not included. When you try to print, that means stop would not be included over here. Now let's create a new tuple. For example, let's create a tuple of languages. For example, we have Java, JS. So now we have a tuple of different languages. This is a string value. Now, in case we want to print the value from JavaScript till Go, so what you have to do, we will write print. Inside this, we will write languages, and then you have to pass a starting index. We want to start from JS. JS starts from index 1. So we'll pass 1 colon till we have to print till Go. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have to pass over here 4. Why 4? Because 4 will not be included. So last value you have to add +1 because the last index over here, it will not be printed. So now in case if we run it, it will print JS, Python and Go. Let's run it. So you see over here, it is printing JS, Python and Go. So this is how you can perform slicing in tuple. Now there's one more thing. There's one tricky question which is generally asked in the interview. So in case you have a single item in a tuple, so how you can do that? You cannot create a tuple like this. For example, single tuple, and inside this we have 1. So now if I print the type of this tuple, it will not be a tuple type. Why? The data type will be changed to integer in this case. Now let's run it. You see, this is int. It is not tuple. So this is the tricky part in tuple. In case if there is only one value, you cannot define it like this. You have to add an extra comma over here. So if you add an extra comma, it will be treated as a tuple. But this is the case only with a single item. With the multiple items we saw over here, there was no issue. This is also one of the examples. There was no issue. But in case of single item only, it is treated as a different data type. So if you run it again, now it is treated as a tuple. This is a tricky part in Python in which for creating a single item, you have to pass the comma. Let's write over here. So tuple with one item always pass comma. Otherwise, it will not be treated as a tuple. Earlier, we talked about tuple is immutable. So immutable means it cannot be changed. While the list is mutable, that means list can be changed, but tuple is immutable. That means we cannot change it. We cannot add or remove items once the tuple has been created. So let's write over here. Now, in case we try to do this one, Python will throw an error. For example, we have this tuple, right? Language is tuple. In case we try to update the value, it will throw an error. For example, let's try to change this tuple. Let's write over here Groovy. And now if I print this one, it will throw an error. Let's run. So you see, now it is printing an error over here. That means it does not support item assignment. Why? Because this is immutable. Now let's move to the next topic, how we can find the length. So in order to check how many items are there in tuple, we use the length function like this. For example, we want to check the length of this tuple, right? How many items are there in this tuple? We will use length function. So let's print over here, print, and for length, we will use length function. And inside the length, we will pass our tuple name. So this is your tuple, languages. If we print it now, it will return us the length. So what is the length over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the length value should be 5 in this case. So let's do one thing. Let's comment this part so it doesn't throw error again. Now let's rerun the scenario. So here you can see it is printing the length of the tuple, which is 5. Do not get confused with length and index. Index starts from 0, but length starts from the 1. Now moving on to the next topic, which is tuple methods. So tuples do not have many methods, but there are 2 inbuilt methods which are there in tuples, which are count and index. So count returns the number of times that specified value occurs in the tuple, whereas index search the tuple for a specified value and return the position of where it was found. Now let's take one example. So let's create one tuple. So for example, the alchemist. So now this is our tuple. Now in this tuple, in case I want to find the count of items, I want to find the count of secret. How many times the secret is coming in this tuple. So what I will do, I'll write over here print. So book dot count. When you have to use method, it is associated with that. You have to write like this dot. Function was different. Length is a function, but count is a method over here. Inside the count, I'm saying, give me the count for the secret. So in this case, what it will do, it will return 2. Why? Because the secret is coming 2 times in this tuple. One is this one is this one. So now if we run it, you see it is printing 2. That means it is returning the count of the specified item here. Now the next example is for the index. For index, what we will do, we will use dot index. In index, you search the tuple for that specified value and return the position for that. For example, I want to search the index of atomic habits. Let's pass atomic habits here. In this case, it should return us 0, 1, and 2. It should return us 2 because the index is 2 here. Fine. Now let's run it. You see, this is 2. The value is 2 over here. Why? Because this is that index 2. And if we pass different book name, let's pass Ikigai over here. And if we run it again, you see, now it is printing 3 because Ikigai is at index 3. So these are the 2 different methods which are there in tuple. Now let's see the last concept, which is how to join 2 tuples. Let's write over how to join the 2 tuples. For example, pass a value. In this case, let's create a tuple for this. So for example, we have the power and thing. Now I want to join books and book 1. So what I will do in order to join this, we will use the operator plus. So let's write over here final book, and in this case, I will do books plus book 1. So now if I print final book, it return a tuple which will contain the values from books and from book 1. So let's print this one. So print final book. And if we run it, you see it starts from the alchemist and it ends with thing. So this is how we can join 2 tuples in Python. So you can perform multiply also. Multiply means in case you want to multiply the content by the given number of times. So for that, we will use operator asterisk. For example, multiply, and then I'm saying I want book 1 into 2. That means if we print this one, it will be printed twice. Let's print this one. So print multiply, and let's run this. So here you see the power thing. And similar way, in case you want to add 3 over here, we run it. The content is multiplied by 3. Multiply over here means repeating the item. So in case you want to repeat the items by number of times, so you can use asterisk for that. So this is how you can repeat the items in Python. So where we can use tuple? You can use tuple when you want to store data that should not be changed, like coordinates or database records or any fixed option. So there you can use tuples. So that's all for today's video. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching AV Automation Hub.